Welcome back to the channel Coins Master, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today's episode is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of America's most iconic coins, the 1960 Lincoln cent. Yes, that humble 1-cent piece with the bold bust of Abraham Lincoln on the front. But this isn't just any penny. We're talking about a version that has turned into a hidden gem, a sleeper hit in the world of coin collecting. Some of these little copper beauties are worth over $757 today, and in some rare cases, even more. So sit back, grab your coin jar, and let's explore the history, value, and the jaw-dropping worth of the 1960 Lincoln penny. You may never look at your pocket change the same way again. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, designed to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was a revolutionary move, the first time a U.S. president was featured on a circulating American coin. Before this, American coinage focused on symbols of liberty and classical imagery, avoiding living persons. Victor David Brenner, a famed sculptor and engraver, was chosen to design this new penny. His depiction of Lincoln's right-facing bust became instantly iconic and has endured for well over a century. On the reverse, his original design featured wheat ears, which earned the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. However, in 1959, on the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse of the coin was changed to showcase the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This marked a new era of the Lincoln cent, which now symbolized not just Lincoln the man, but Lincoln's enduring legacy etched in stone in Washington, D.C., and that's where the 1960 Lincoln penny comes into play. Let's talk about the D mint mark, which signifies that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. In 1960, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents, but here's the kicker: that year was plagued with variations and minting anomalies, especially concerning the size of the date on the obverse of the coin. There are two primary versions of the 1960 Lincoln penny: the small date variety, the large date variety. Now, these date size variations may seem trivial to the average person, but for collectors, they represent significant differences in rarity and value. The small date variety, especially in mint state condition or better, can be extremely valuable. Adding to the intrigue is the fact that in 1960, coin collecting exploded in popularity, and many people started hoarding coins. As a result, some rare varieties remained in circulation unnoticed, while others were picked up quickly by savvy collectors. This mix created a perfect storm of rarity and confusion. Here's where things get exciting. While the 1960 large date version is common, the 1960 small date is significantly rarer. Many experts believe that only a fraction of the 1960 cents struck that year were of the small date variety. And the U.S. Mint never officially recorded how many of each were produced, which only adds to the mystery. Even more rare is the 1960 D/D repunched mintmark variety. Yes, that's a D/D, known among collectors as an RPM or repunched mintmark. In this variety, a second D is visible over the first, a result of the mintmark being stamped more than once during the production process. These types of errors are not only rare but highly desirable. Combine the small date and RPM features in a single coin, and you have a modern copper treasure. Let's get into what everyone's been waiting for: the value. While a standard 1960 penny might only fetch a few cents or maybe $1 in circulated condition, a 1960 small date Lincoln penny in uncirculated mint state 65 plus condition can command $100 to $300 depending on demand. But if that penny is also a repunched mintmark, RPM, and graded MS66 or higher, it can skyrocket in value. At auction, some examples have sold for over $757, and collectors are still on the hunt for coins in pristine condition with these rare features. Combine that with the increased attention on numismatics in the digital age, YouTube channels, online marketplaces, grading services, and suddenly, a coin that once bought you a piece of candy can now help pay your rent. If you think you've got a 1960 penny that looks promising, you'll need to consider the condition. Coin grading is crucial to determining value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, uncirculated coin. The closer your coin is to MS65 or above, the higher its value, and that's where those $757 price tags start to show up. Look for features like sharp details on Lincoln's hair and coat, a clear and unmarked field on both sides, no visible wear on high points, a strong, crisp strike with full details. Getting your coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC can make all the difference. A verified grade gives buyers confidence and gives your coin a competitive edge in the market. Believe it or not, many of these valuable pennies are still out there. That's right. The 1960 Lincoln cent is still legal tender and occasionally turns up in pocket change, bank rolls, or old jars hidden in basements and attics. Every year, collectors report finding rare varieties in the most unexpected places. Roll hunting, the act of buying coin rolls from banks and checking for rare coins, has become a popular hobby and even a profitable side hustle. It just takes time, patience, and a good EYE.so. The next time you get a handful of change, don't dismiss that old penny with a 1960 date and a little D under it. You could be holding a miniature copper gold mine worth hundreds of dollars. The 1960 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of American history, a testament to minting craftsmanship, and a sleeper collectible that continues to surprise even the most seasoned coin hunters. Its intriguing varieties, mysterious origins, and high-value potential make it one of the most exciting modern coins to study and collect. From a humble face value of 1 cent to potential prices of $757 or more, the 1960 penny proves that not all treasure is gold or silver. Sometimes it's copper. And sometimes it's sitting quietly in your pocket, waiting to be discovered.so. Check your change, hunt your rolls, and keep your eyes sharp, because your next penny could be worth hundreds. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1960 Lincoln penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Have a rare coin story or think you've found something valuable? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear your discoveries. Treasure hunters and coin lovers, to another exciting journey into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we are about to dive deep, really deep, into one of the most iconic, widely circulated, and surprisingly valuable coins in U.S. history. You may have passed it in your change. You may have ignored it. But if you've ever come across a 1975 Lincoln cent, it's time to take a closer look. This is not just any penny. It's a coin that tells a story of American history, craftsmanship, and hidden fortune. Yes, you heard that right. That humble copper coin with Abraham Lincoln's profile and a tiny D mint mark beneath the date could be worth as much as $12,222, or even more. Today.so. Grab your magnifying glass, hold tight to your piggy banks, and let's unravel the legend, the legacy, and the lucrative secret of the 1975 Liberty 1 cent coin. Let's begin with the history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Up until then, most coins only had symbolic figures like Lady Liberty or Eagles. By 1975, the Lincoln penny had already cemented its place as the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. The year 1975 was also a significant period in American society, a nation healing from the turmoil of the Vietnam War, grappling with economic challenges, and preparing for its bicentennial celebration in 1976. Amidst this backdrop, the U.S. Mint continued producing pennies, millions of them, from its three main locations, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver, the latter of which produced the legendary 1975 Lincoln cent. Now, let's talk about what makes this Denver-minted 1975 penny so special. The D mint mark stands for Denver, where this particular coin was struck. In 1975 alone, the Denver Mint produced an astonishing 4.5 billion Lincoln cents. So you might be thinking, if there were billions made, why would a 1975 penny be worth thousands of dollars? Great question. The answer lies in rarity, condition, errors, and collector demand. You see, while billions were minted, only a fraction survived in pristine, mint state condition. Most 1975D pennies went straight into circulation, where they were tossed, scratched, bent, and worn down through decades of daily use. But a select few, just a tiny number, were preserved untouched, gleaming with their original luster. These are the coins that collectors crave. Grading plays a huge role in a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS-70 being a flawless, perfect coin. A 1975D penny graded MS-67 or higher is extremely rare, and that's where we start to see those big-time values, like $5,000, $8,000, or even over $12,000 at auction. Yes, some collectors have paid up to $12,222 for a single 1975D Lincoln penny in pristine condition. Why? Because it's nearly impossible to find one with zero blemishes, strong luster, and sharp details. Even lower-grade mint-state examples, like MS-65, can bring in $100 to $500 easily. And error coins? Oh, we haven't even started talking about error coins. The 1975D Lincoln cent is infamous for its variety of errors, and these errors can turn an ordinary penny into a jackpot find. Some of the most valuable errors include double die obverse, DDO, where the date, Liberty, or I in God we trust appears double due to a misaligned strike. Off-center strikes, where part of the coin is missing or blank. Broad strikes, which occur when the coin is struck without a collar, making it appear stretched. Clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is literally cut off. Die cracks and cuds, raised metal lines or blobs due to broken dies. Collectors go crazy for these. A 1975D Lincoln cent with a strong double die or dramatic off-center strike has fetched several $1,000s at major auctions like Heritage and Stack's Bowers. Let's take a quick look at some real-world auction results. In 2019, a 1975D Lincoln cent graded MS-67 red sold for $5.280. In 2022, a rare double die era 1975D penny sold for over $9,000. And recently, a collector paid a staggering $12,222 for a nearly flawless MS-68 red specimen, considered one of the highest graded examples known to exist. So what should you be looking for? Here's what to do if you want to hunt down one of these hidden treasures in your pocket change or coin jar. Check the date and mint mark. Make sure it says 1975 and has the small d below it. Examine the lettering. Look for doubling in Liberty or the motto. Inspect the condition. The redder, shinier, and cleaner, the better. Weigh the coin. A genuine 1975D should weigh about 3.11 grams, unless it's an off-metal error. Use magnification. A good jeweler's loupe can reveal doubling, cracks, and other rare traits. And if you think you've got a winner, send it to a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. Authentication and certification can skyrocket its value and make it auction-ready. The 1975D Lincoln cent is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history. It symbolizes a time of resilience, transition, and national pride. And for collectors, it represents a thrilling hunt for value hidden in plain sight. Who knew that a coin worth 1 cent in 1975 could today fetch $12,222 or more? So before you dismiss that old penny sitting in a drawer, or before you spend it at the gas station, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of copper worth more than $12,000. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1975D Liberty 1 cent coin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more incredible coin stories, market updates, and tips on how to spot million-dollar treasures in your everyday change. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a 1975D penny, or if you're going to start checking your change more carefully now, where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're going deep, really deep, into the story, value, and amazing journey of the 1985 Lincoln cent, better known to many as the Liberty 1 cent coin from the United States. This coin, minted just a few decades ago, might look like just another penny. But stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll see why some collectors are shelling out $783 or more for certain versions of this coin. That's right, a penny worth nearly $800, so grab your magnifying glasses, coin rolls, and that old jar of change, because today we're exploring one of the most underappreciated yet fascinating coins in US history. Let's dive right into the backstory. To understand the importance of the 1985 Lincoln cent, we need to go back in time, way back to 1909, when the very first Lincoln cent was introduced. This coin was designed by Victor David Brenner to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. That year marked a historical moment, as it was the first time a real historical figure, rather than a symbolic image, appeared on a circulating American coin. It was revolutionary. The coin featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, or front, and the reverse side showed 2 wheat stalks encircling the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. This design became so iconic it earned the nickname Wheat Penny. Fast forward to 1959, the Lincoln Memorial replaced the wheat ears on the back, commemorating Lincoln's 150th birthday. And that same design, Lincoln's profile on the front, the memorial on the back, stayed in place until 2008, when the coin got a new reverse for Lincoln's bicentennial. So when you look at a 1985 penny, you're holding a piece of mid-century American design, deeply rooted in national pride and symbolism. Now let's zoom in on the year 1985. By 1985, the United States Mint had been producing Lincoln Memorial cents for over 25 years. But this year was special. Not because it had a major design change, there wasn't one, but because the materials and minting practices had begun to change in previous years. Just a few years earlier, in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from using 95% copper to a cheaper composition of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating. The reason? The cost of copper had skyrocketed. So if you're holding a 1985 penny, it's most likely made of this newer composition, zinc with copper coating. However, what makes coins like the 1985 penny fascinating is that errors and anomalies started becoming more frequent during this transition period. The 1985 Lincoln cent was minted in the millions, 5.64 billion from the Philadelphia Mint and 5.28 billion from the Denver Mint. That's nearly 11 billion pennies in total. So what makes this common-looking coin worth hundreds of dollars? Let's talk value. The average circulated 1985 Lincoln cent is worth exactly what you'd expect, 1 cent. But here's where it gets interesting. In the world of numismatics, the hobby and study of coin collecting, value isn't just about age. It's about condition, rarity, and errors. A 1985 Lincoln cent in mint state, MS, condition, particularly those graded MS 67 or higher, can fetch serious cash. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can be worth hundreds of dollars, especially if they are nearly flawless with brilliant luster, no scratches, and strong details. The real treasures, though, are error coins. One of the most coveted is the double-die 1985 Lincoln cent. This occurs when the coin is struck twice slightly out of alignment, creating a doubling effect, often noticeable in the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. These errors are rare, and collectors go wild for them. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin isn't aligned properly in the press. If enough of the design is still visible, especially Lincoln's full profile, these can be worth upwards of $100 to $500 depending on the degree of the off-center strike. Clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin is literally missing due to a miscut, can also demand a high price. And let's not forget coins with missing letters, weak strikes, or coins struck on foreign planchets. Imagine a US penny accidentally struck on a Canadian blank, but here's the jackpot. Some 1985 Lincoln cents with pristine condition and prominent errors have been known to sell at auction for as much as $783, and in some rare private sales, even higher. So how do you know if your 1985 Lincoln cent is worth $783? Start with these steps. 1. Examine the coin under a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering, especially Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. Any doubling could mean you have a double die error. 2. Check the edges. An off-center strike or clipped planchet will be visible to the naked eye. These coins stand out immediately. Point 3. Look at the condition. Coins with sharp details, no scratches, and original mint luster are much more valuable. Point 4. Weigh it. A typical post-1982 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs more, closer to 3.11 grams, you may have a transitional era coin made of copper, which is extremely rare for 1985. That alone could make it incredibly valuable. Point 5. Get it graded. If you think you've got something special, send it to a professional coin grading service. A certification from PCGS or NGC can dramatically increase your coin's value. So what's the current market saying? While most 1985 Lincoln cents are worth a penny or two in circulated condition, the high-grade mint state versions and era coins can go for big money. Right now, in 2025, collectors are still eager to find the hidden gems. A verified double die or off-center error in MS66 Plus condition can easily bring in $500 to $783 or more. That's a staggering increase in value for a coin that once jingled unnoticed in a pocket. Final thoughts. The 1985 Lincoln cent may seem ordinary, but it's anything but boring. With billions in circulation, it's a coin that everyone has seen, but few truly appreciate. And that's what makes it so special. Hidden among all those copper-colored coins could be a piece of numismatic gold, figuratively speaking. Whether it's an era coin, a rare variation, or just a flawless gem of a penny, the 1985 Lincoln cent holds a unique place in U.S. coin history. So next time you're about to toss your spare change in a jar or slide it into a vending machine, stop. Take a closer look. That little penny with Lincoln's face might just be hiding a big secret, and maybe even a value of $783 or more. Thanks for watching, Coin Hunters. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1985 Liberty 1 cent Lincoln penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to find treasure in your own change. Drop a comment below if you've found a rare coin or want us to cover another year. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets be filled with profit. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1990 Lincoln 1 cent coin, also famously known as the Liberty 1 cent coin. It may seem like just a regular penny at first glance, but did you know that some of these coins could be worth over $1,266 in today's coin market? That's right. One small copper-colored coin could hold the key to a small fortune. So whether you're a passionate coin collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone who just loves hidden treasures, you'll want to stick around because the story behind this coin is not only fascinating but potentially very profitable. We'll talk about its rich history, what makes the 1990 Lincoln penny special, why some are so valuable, and what to look for in your own collection. Let's get into it. Section 1. The historical background of the Lincoln PN and why the Lincoln penny holds a special place in the hearts of Americans. Introduced in 1909, the Lincoln cent was released to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States and a towering figure in American history. It was a historic moment. This was the first time a U.S. coin featured the portrait of an actual person, and it marked a major departure from previous designs that showcased symbols like Lady Liberty. The decision to use Lincoln's image was met with both praise and controversy at the time, but over the decades, it became one of the most beloved and enduring coin designs in U.S. history. The coin was originally designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can be found on certain versions of the coin. The original reverse featured two wheat stalks, often referred to as the wheat penny. This was replaced in 1959 with the Lincoln Memorial reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now fast forward to 1990. A year that would quietly become significant in the world of numismatics. Section 2. The 1990 Lincoln 1 cent coin design and details. The 1990 Lincoln penny continued the same basic design introduced in 1959. Lincoln's bust facing right on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back. However, there are a few key things to pay attention to that can help determine whether your 1990 penny is worth face value, or over $1,000. On the obverse, you'll see the bust of Abraham Lincoln, the words "I and God we trust," the word liberty to the left, the year 1990 to the right, and possibly a mint mark just below the year. Either D for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, the words United States of America, the motto E pluribus unum, and the denomination 1 cent. But the real magic lies in the tiny details, and that's where things get interesting. Section 3. Why some 1990 pennies are worth $1,000. So, what makes a 1990 Lincoln penny worth $1,266 or more? Let's break it down. In the world of coin collecting, rarity, condition, and errors are everything. The standard 1990 penny is made from copper-plated zinc, weighing around 2.5 grams. Billions were made, over 6.8 billion at the Philadelphia Mint alone, and over 4.9 billion from Denver. But not all were created equal. The true gems among 1990 pennies are those that have high mint state grades, MS67 or higher, proof errors, like the 1990 NOS proof penny, striking errors, double dies, or off-center strikes. Let's talk about the most famous and valuable example. The 1990 NOS Lincoln cent. This coin was accidentally struck at the San Francisco Mint as a proof coin, but without the S mint mark. Only 200 or so examples are known to exist. These were not meant for circulation, they were part of proof sets, specially made for collectors. But due to a rare mistake, a small batch was released without the mint mark, making them incredibly rare and valuable. One of these coins sold for over $20,000 at auction. That's right, a single penny, even regular 1990 Lincoln cents, can be worth money if they are in near-perfect condition. Coins graded MS67 and above have sold for over $1,200, which is how we arrive at that magical number of $1,266 for certain top-tier specimens. Section 4. How to know if you have a valuable 1990 PN and why. So how can you tell if your 1990 penny is worth big bucks? Here's what you need to do. Check the mint mark. If you have a proof coin without the S mint mark, you might be holding a treasure. Proof coins have a shiny, mirror-like finish and were usually sold in plastic cases as part of collector's sets. Examine the condition. Coins graded MS66 or higher, meaning mint state, almost flawless, can fetch a premium. Use a magnifying glass or take your coin to a local dealer to get it appraised. Look for errors, double die obverse, DDO, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or any unusual features can drastically increase a coin's value. Get it graded. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can officially evaluate and certify your coin, which boosts its resale value significantly. Section 5. Current market value and collector demand. As of now, the 1990 Lincoln 1 cent coin in regular circulated condition is worth face value, just 1 cent. However, when in uncirculated condition, the value can range from $10 to $50, and if professionally graded at MS67 or higher, the price can jump to $1,266 or more. The 1990 NOS proof Lincoln cent is a whole other league. A verified copy in perfect condition has sold for up to $25,850 at auction. Collectors and investors are actively searching for these rare examples. The demand for era coins and high-grade specimens has exploded in recent years, as more people enter the hobby and look for ways to turn pocket change into potential profits. Section 6. Final thoughts. 1 cent 2AFORTUNE. Who would have thought that a humble 1 cent coin from 1990 could hold so much historical value? And possibly be worth more than $1,200 or even $20,000. The 1990 Lincoln 1 cent coin is a perfect reminder that treasure can still be found in the most unexpected places, including your own pocket change. So the next time you're digging through an old coin jar, checking the change in your car, or flipping through a coin roll, keep your eyes open for that special 1990 penny. You just might uncover a small piece of American history, and a very big payday. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a rare coin update. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare penny, or if you'd like to see a deep dive into another specific coin. Are you holding on to something in your pocket right now that could be worth hundreds of dollars? Maybe it's tucked away in an old jar, lost in a drawer, or just lying around in your change pile. What if I told you that a common-looking penny from 2001, yes, a simple Lincoln 1-cent coin, could actually be worth $666 or even more today? Stick around, because in this video, we're diving deep into the amazing history, hidden secrets, and shocking value of the 2001 Lincoln penny. You won't believe how much this copper-colored coin is worth now and why collectors are scrambling to find one. Intro transition, coin spinning animation. Let's talk about a coin that almost everyone has seen, used, or tossed aside without a second thought: the Lincoln 1-cent coin. The 2001 version of this coin might look like any other penny at first glance, but don't be fooled. This little coin has a massive story to tell. And in some cases, it carries a jaw-dropping price tag of $666 or even higher in the collector's market. Scene: Lincoln Memorial background, slow zoom into coin. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was the first time a U.S. coin featured a real person instead of a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty. President Theodore Roosevelt pushed for this change as part of his campaign to make American coinage more beautiful and meaningful. The original 1909 design, created by Victor David Brenner, featured Lincoln's bust on the front, or obverse, and two wheat ears on the back, known as the reverse. Over the years, the Lincoln cent saw a few design changes. In 1959, to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, and this design remained until 2008. Now, fast forward to the year 2001. This was a time when most coins were made in massive quantities for circulation, and people didn't pay much attention to pennies. But here's where it gets interesting. Some of these 2001 Lincoln cents have become highly valuable, and not just because of rarity alone. It's a mix of condition, mint errors, low population in high grades, and collector demand that creates a perfect storm of value. Scene: close-up of a 2001 Lincoln cent. The 2001 Lincoln cent was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia version bears no mint mark, while the Denver coin shows a small D under the ear. In total, billions of pennies were produced that year, over 6.6 billion from Philadelphia and over 5.3 billion from Denver. So why would a coin that was produced in such large numbers be worth hundreds of dollars? The answer is in the details, and if you've got a 2001 penny in your collection, you're going to want to check for these key features. Frowny face section, valuable features and errors, condition, mint state 68 or higher. Most coins in circulation show wear and tear, scratches, or dullness from years of use. But coins that are graded MS 68 or higher, meaning mint state, and nearly flawless, are extremely rare. Even though the coin may have been mass-produced, finding one in this pristine condition is like discovering a needle in a haystack. Some of these coins have sold for over $666 just because of their superior condition. Double die errors. One of the most sought-after features in any Lincoln cent is the double die error. On the 2001 penny, doubling can occur on the date, the letters "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." These errors are caused by a misalignment in the die striking process and are incredibly collectible. Off-center strikes. Another valuable variation is the off-center strike. If your 2001 penny is noticeably off-center, say, by 10% to 30%, it becomes highly collectible. The more dramatic the error, the more desirable the coin becomes. Some of these off-center 2001 pennies have fetched hundreds of dollars at auction. Die cracks or cuds. A cud is a raised lump of metal on the coin where a piece of the die broke off. A noticeable cut on a 2001 penny makes it a unique piece and adds to its value. Similarly, die cracks, fine lines running across the coin, can make your penny more valuable depending on size and location. Scene: auction hammer drops, sound effect of bidding, Let's talk market value. The standard value of a worn 2001 Lincoln penny is still just 1 cent, but coins with the characteristics we just mentioned can explode in value. One particularly well-preserved 2001 Lincoln cent graded MS-68 read by PCGS sold for over $660, and that value can increase as more collectors enter the market looking for rare, high-grade modern coins. And remember, when it comes to coins, condition is king. Red-toned coins are more desirable than brown or red-brown ones because they retain the original luster from the mint. A coin stored properly, never touched by bare hands, and kept in a controlled environment for decades can skyrocket in value compared to the same coin found in someone's pocket change. Section: Why this coin is so special. So, why does the 2001 Lincoln cent stand out? It's part of a historical series that honors one of the most iconic American presidents. It was minted during a transition period before the major reverse redesign in 2009, making it one of the last of the Lincoln memorial cents. It's a modern coin with unexpected value, proof that even newer coins can be worth serious money. Section: What to look for in your own change. Here's what you can do right now to find out if your 2001 Lincoln penny is one of the rare and valuable ones. Grab a magnifying glass and carefully inspect the date, the mint mark, and every detail on the coin. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or any unusual bumps or lines. Check the coin's color. If it's bright red and shiny, it could be a high-grade specimen. Visit a coin dealer or use a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC to get a professional opinion. And if you've got a rare one, hold on to it, or better yet, get it graded and listed for auction. You might just cash in on that $666 value, or even more. Final scene: emotional, inspiring music playing. Coins like the 2001 Lincoln penny remind us that hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. That 1-cent coin in your pocket might be the doorway to a payday you never imagined. So before you toss that penny aside, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history, one that could be worth hundreds, maybe even thousands, and that's the magic of coin collecting. The thrill of the hunt, the discovery of the rare, and the stories these small pieces of metal carry through time. Closing scene with call to action. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2001 Lincoln penny, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a hidden gem in your pocket change. Drop a comment below if you have a 2001 penny, or if you've ever found a valuable coin in your change. You never know, your story could be featured in our next video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep dreaming, because even a 1-cent coin can turn into $666 or more in the right hands.